Throughout the program tonight, we've talked to people who live near the epicentre. Richard Rutherford is a farmer and horse breeder. He's in Parnassus, population somewhere below 1,000 people, a small town that State Highway 1 passes through between Kaikoura and Cheviot. He has 2 residences on his farm, one of them seriously damaged.
The quake was just unbelievable. It was sort of like being in a biscuit tin with rocks in it. It was just roaring. And when I went outside, 5 minutes after not 20 seconds into the quake, the animals outside were just screaming, the lambs and the cattle and things, it was like weaning time. It was just unbelievable, the scaredness of the animals. That's just quite...
Richard, you're a horse breeder, right? A well-known horse breeder. So where were your horses at the time?
They were in the stables.
And how did they react to this event?
They went mad, but they haven't hurt themselves, so that's the main thing.
So they went mad, did they? What were they doing?
Oh, just shaking and winning out, and they were frightened. They were just spinning around in their stables, and it was very, very frightening for them to shut in. And the ones that were outside were equally as traumatised. And I heard quite a few people in Cheviot, cattle just jumped the fence and all loose on the roads and things. So it was a very traumatic event.
Yeah, absolutely terrifying. Sadly...
And I've been out on the coast. My property runs from the main road to the coast. It's about 12, 14 k's out, and the sea coast is just decimated.
So what are you talking about there? Are there dwellings along that part of the coastline?
No, cliffs, the big high cliffs, the 300-foot high cliffs, and they're all just filled in the gullies and the guts and things. I've never seen anything like it.
What, just collapses and subsidence and whole chunks of earth giving away? Yeah,
and it's filled sort of along that. It's quite a broken coast, and there's lots of broken sort of, I suppose you'd call them ravines, and they're just full of the cliff faces just collapsed into them and out onto the beach. You couldn't believe it till you saw it.
And you, of course, have become sadly relatively familiar with earthquakes there because you had Christchurch to the south and Seddon to the north, but this is in a different league from anything you've previously experienced, is it?
I didn't experience. My wife had a dreadful experience in Christchurch. She was in an earthquake in Christchurch, and it was horrific. It was different. The G-forces were just completely different to this. But this was frightening in a different way, I suspect.
Richard Rutherford, who is a landowner and horse breeder who lives in Parnassus.